haunted with a ghost that was, we used to work here, Eliza Jane, and fell down the well just down the road at the New Inn farm, which was, I believe, another pub, but probably not a licensed pub, years ago.
My name's Richard Harrop and I'm the assistant manager. I've lived here for 10 years and worked here for 5. There's all sorts of things in here, you see them. I've seen a few, especially dogs. And a woman in a long white dress walked from the corner over there through the railings behind me. And my 21st, one of my friends came back and he were having a drink. And he goes, "Oh, serve that lady at the end of the bar before me." And there was no one there.
Eliza Jane's supposed to be here. There's been a few sightings of her, and she's made her presence felt on numerous occasions. 1906, she was, I think she worked here as a serving girl, and one night she had a bit of too much to drink, as you might say, and she was found down a well about a quarter of a mile down the road with cuts to her wrist. My assumption is that she was murdered. Well, it wasn't the verdict. The verdict was suicide whilst of unsound mind. The inquest was held in the old original, yeah, in 1906.
At Christmas time, when we put the tree up, things start moving, glasses start moving, because apparently that is where she sits, in the corner where we put the Christmas tree. So we do get odd things going, glasses turned off in the cellar, glasses coming off the shelves, but nothing nasty. It's all quite, I think she's quite giddy really, and that's fun. I've seen a gentleman, as I think, once in the bathroom, just an old man with a flat cap, who popped his head in the bathroom and then bobbed out and then popped back in. But I didn't wait around to find any more, I ran away. I thought I wouldn't be frightened at all, but yeah, I was, because it was night time, in the middle of the night. And yeah, I was really frightened. I ran off and ran back to bed like, whoa! Yeah, no, I didn't like that one. But yeah, I don't have any feelings in here. I think it's a nice feeling. There's nothing to be frightened of in the pub.
Well, it was my son's 21st, and he was given a car, a remote control car, but it had no batteries in. There were no batteries in the remote, so basically that car couldn't go anywhere, couldn't move. It was on the bar, and the car moved 2 foot along the bar. So we put it in the middle of this table, and we said, when that moves, we're all off. And it had stayed there for about half an hour, 3/4 of an hour, and then the next minute it rolled across the table and stopped right on the very edge. That was very eerie. I've no problems. If she's here, she's here. I've got no problems. I treat her as a friend. So I'm not worried or anything like that.
I've seen something, so you've got to believe, haven't you?
I think until you've actually experienced something yourself, you can't say one way or another, but I would not disregard it.
Well, next tonight it's time for myself and Stuart Torreville to go to Chester, and a pub with a great reputation for quality food, great ale, but also many, many ghosts. I give you The Watergates.
I'm Neil Gorman and I'm the manager here at Watergates. I've worked here about 6-7 months. I started here August of last year. The pub itself's got a load of history. It's been on the site since about the 11th century and has gone through many different changes. It's been, it was a morgue for plague victims during the Great Plague. Apparently it was an armoury for the city centre as well, being so close. It's been a bar for about 10-15 years now, and prior to that it was a wine merchant for about 100 years before that, hence the large barrel rooms that we have. Watergate Street itself is on the rows. It's part of the row, sort of like double-decker shops really, first sort of shopping malls in the country kind of thing, quite old.
My name is Pat Ratcliffe and I'm one of the chefs at Watergate. I've worked here about 2.5 years. I know that it is Roman, some parts of it, but the building we're in now is Norman, which is 11th century. And I was told that the old licensee, he found a map and the river came up to Nicholas Street and could have even just come as far as here, because at one time this crypt was underwater and then it was used for storage. A tunnel leading from Chester Cathedral to Watergates, which has been, obviously it's been blocked up, but that's what was found when the other landlord did the research.
I'd heard quite a few stories before I came here about the fact that the building was haunted, lots of different theories. Apparently that when they were doing some work here to change it into a bar about 10-15 years ago, they disturbed a grave of a sailor in the middle of the city. I don't understand why, and they had to rebury him. And since then, the previous managers had seen 1 or 2 sightings of a guy in a sailor suit. I'd also heard that during the Civil War in England, that there was a Catholic priest that got bricked in. There's supposedly a passageway between ourselves and the church or the cathedral, and that a Catholic priest was caught saying mass, and they bricked him in. His ghost haunts that passageway. But then if you're going to be haunted, I suppose a Catholic priest is the best you could hope for, really. I think the fact that, you know, it had so much history and that, you know, it might be haunted added something to it. It made you, it's something different, you know, it's something nice you can see, whereas now when you hear scratchy noises or weird noises outside, you don't think you're getting broken into, you think it's just the ghost again.
In the beer cellar there's a pillar that is Roman, which is 420 AD, and I think there was an altar there, because I was told the Romans weren't allowed to pray, but they used this altar. The leader of the Roman army lived just opposite